Hello and salut everybody. Welcome back to Chatty Wonderful. So if you have not subscribed, do me a favor and subscribe right now. Share this video, like, and also check out the rest of the videos. Thank you very much for being here. So today is April 27th. It is Vincent Week, and it is Togo's Independence Day. So I want to take this opportunity and wish all my Togolese family Bonne Fête d'Indépendance. Happy Independence Day to all my Togolese family. I'm sure that you are celebrating somewhere responsibly and safely somewhere, so have fun. And that brings me to where I am today. I am here at a very special event hosted by NDC. NDC, for those of you who do not know, it is a National Democratic Congress. And this was founded by our very own beloved J.J. Rawlings. And this is Jerry Rawlings. We already know who this is. This is the Ghanaian president, the famous Ghanaian president we all love. And every time I hear Jerry Rawlings or J.J. Rawlings, I remember when I was younger, when he used to come to Togo, they do a parade and they have to sing a song. They sing this song, J.J. Rawlings, Eya de Magic Togo. J.J. Rawlings, Eya de Magic Togo. I know some of you Togolese, you remember this song, and some of you Ghanaian, you remember this song. But every time I hear about J.J. Rawlings, that's the song that comes in mind. But he founded the NDC 31 years ago. And he was the one who started it all. So today they are doing a fundraising, and this fundraising is to help with the upcoming election in December in Ghana. So some of you who do not know what this is, I really encourage you to please look it up, Google it. And then again, this is a fundraising. I'm going to share as much as I can with you that you can really support this because it is fundraising. They need funds. Election, requires funds. But I just learned about this a few days ago, and I am here, and I'm trying to do the best that I can and share as much as I can with you, and then show as much that I can show with you. So I want you to stay tuned. I'll see you on the other side.
Ladies and gentlemen, once more. One more time. And this time round, I want you to express yourself in happiness. You're happy that you are here. Let's move. Hey, hey. It's coming again. Again. It's coming again. The dance boy is ready. Again, again. It's coming again. The blessings of man is coming again. It's coming again. Again, again. It's coming again.
Hope to snatch power, have our power back from the reckless MPP government. So to start the program, we have to call the CEO of our party at the branch to take care of business. This is we have Dr. Ben Atalbio. He's the secretary, he's the general secretary of the branch. So I hand over the mic to him. Can we have a hand of applause for him?
Ezu, Eza, MFA. Awesome. So, like Comrade Rashad said, my name is Dr. Bernard Akalmio, and I happen to be the secretary of the NDC-Atlanta branch. And I'm highly honored for the opportunity to give the opening remarks and present the program lineup for today's event. But before I get into the program lineup, I'd like to tell you a very short story. A story that underscores the importance of your presence here today. So, I may get emotional, sorry. So, picture this. The year is 2016. A man and his political party who were so obsessed with ruling our beloved country Ghana, albeit incapable of doing so, go on a nationwide rampage of hoodwinking the electorate. Unfortunately, the electorate falls for their gimmicks and votes them into power. This man and his party have a terrible go at governing and managing the affairs of our beloved country, but somehow managed to repeat this trick in 2020. Throughout their 8-year rule, the MPP and the Akufo-Addo-led government have successfully destroyed every gain our country has made over the years. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to state without equivocation that our country is in deep trouble. Our families are in trouble. And I believe I speak for each and every one of us here when I say that if someone I loved was in trouble, not even wild horses could prevent me from fighting for them. We cannot stand by and watch for this charade to repeat itself a third time. If we fail to fight, there may be no country for us to go home to a few years from today. This is the spirit in which this fundraiser was organized. We are certain this fundraiser offers a unique opportunity and an avenue for each and every one of us here to contribute towards the mission of rescuing our country from the claws of tyranny, incompetence, and destruction. Now is the time for you to raise your voice for truth and honesty and compassion, and against greed and lying and injustice. And I want you to remember this, that what you do in your lifetime informs generations that come after you. That is something I really want you to ponder over tonight throughout the course of this event. Thank you so much again. And just a few ground rules. The MC for the event is going to be Comrade Rashad Abdullahi. Could you please give a round of applause for him? And the fundraiser is going to be led by our own Dr. Mary Owusi and Mr. Michael Menson. Could we please give a round of applause for them? Going into the program lineup, we are going to have a welcome address from Mr. Abdullahi Musa, the chairman of the NDC-Atlanta branch. We are going to hear USA chapter remarks from Mr. Moses Klug, who is the vice chair of the NDC USA chapter. Then we are going to have a very short talk from Dr. Aliala, an IT specialist, on the topic technology for safeguarding elections integrity. And then we are going to have opening remarks from Honorable Ras Mubarak. That will be followed by a talk on inter-party relations by our very own Dr. Peter Buama Otokono. And we are going to have a speech from Honorable Emmanuel Amakofibwa. And then we are going to have someone invite the speaker, our very own Dr. Mary Owusi again. And then the man of the moment, Honorable Esiedun Ketia, will give us a speech, after which we'll go right into the fundraiser, have opening remarks from the branch treasurer, Mr. Kwame Yamek, and then there's going to be closing remarks by myself. Thank you guys so much, and may God bless you.
Can we hear the party anthem? Don't be on our feet, please. Hey, John. I want to hear the energy. Let's hear the energy. Let's hear the strength from within us.
Energy. I was saying, let's see the energy. Because you are not only coming with your physical energy. I hope you are here with your financial energy. Because we are going into this election with energy. Our aggression is based on the deception of the enemy. It's like a snake. So energy. So let's stand up and give ourselves some energy, please. Let's stand up. We need the energy because it looks like we're energy. Be excited that you are here. Be excited that you are part of making history. Energy. But do you know something? There's one thing I observed. When we were singing the national, the anthem, most of us were quiet. When I was with NDC, it took a long time before I could sing the anthem word for word. It's about the heart. It's not about the anthem. But it is also important that we should know the anthem because it is sending us a message. When we know the anthem, it will sink in our minds and it will influence our pockets for us to give because we are not only here for NDC, we are here for Ghana. So we are going to sing the anthem. Sing it without beat to show that yes, we are all true NDC members. Can we? Musro. Oh, unim chana how? Wakuma ba yes we have to. But your wine in to hapa na only there. One in to ha. Okay. Honorable Sir Obedi.
Are we ready? Arise for Ghana, ye patriots of the land, towards the secure future, development our goal, from victory unto victory, the NDC shall be. Stable democracy, Ghana, our strength in unity. Give yourself a very big round of applause.
Thank you. Please, you can have a seat. Yeah, and also I figured out that some people are so, I'm going to use this word, are so churchized and Muslimized that because we did not pray, some of you are not religiously energized. Can we have a prayer? Brother Karim, can you give us a Muslim prayer?
Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin.
Amen.
Thank you very much, Brother Karim. So, I think today is today. And then I'm introducing my co-MC, and then you guys would understand why we are here together to get this day rolling.
Yes, so the co-MC is me. My name is Michael Domina Mensah. I'm the organizer for Virginia branch.
Yeah, and of course, as you know, I've been talking here. I think I spoke to so many people here. My name is Rashad Abdullahi. I'm the Deputy Communication Officer for the US chapter. Say thank you to us by clapping for us.
So I think that next is a welcome. It's a welcome U.S. chapter remarks, of course, from the chapter, and this will be done by Mr. Moses Kulumesa. So, Mr. Kul. Oh, okay. So, my bad. Error is allowed. Correction. Chairman will give us the welcome address, and then from there we proceed. Thank you.
Eyezu, Eyezu, Eyezu. I want to hear your voice, the men. Cho boy. That's what I want to hear this corner. Cho boy. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Alhaji Musa Abdullahi, Atlanta branch chairman. I am privileged and humble for this opportunity to deliver the welcome address for this event. I am certain that what binds us together as a people with a common heritage is our abiding love and burning desire to see our motherland Ghana develop and progress. I believe all agree with me that when your country calls you, you have to respond. The NDC-Atlanta branch believes that our country needs our help to rescue it from bad governance. This informed our decision to put together this event we call the Atlanta Strategy for Election 2024. It is my pleasure to introduce and welcome our invited guests for this event, and I will appreciate a resounding round of applause as I introduce them. Honorable Al-Adi General Asiedun Ketia, National Party Chairman. I will welcome Dr. Peter Buama Otokono, Director of Interparty and Civil Relations. Honorable Emmanuel Ama Kofibua, MP for Elembele constituency and Deputy Minority Leader in Parliament. Dr. Mary Awusi, Deputy Director of Interparty and Civil Relations. Honorables, I want to officially welcome you to Atlanta, and I hope you will call here your second home henceforth. I couldn't have pulled off this fundraiser without the dedication and commitment of comrades Razak Baba, our chapter deputy treasurer, Rashad Abdullahi, our deputy communication, my treasurer, Kwame Nyamik, and then our organizer, Atlanta branch, Godfrey Amponson. To our able secretary, Dr. Bernard Akabio, who was very instrumental in every step of the way. Why are you hiding? I would also like to welcome all our comrades and sympathizers to this event. We appreciate your presence and hope that you enjoy this gathering of like-minded people. I implore you all to support the NDC with your substance for the general elections in December 2024. Thank you so much for your presence. And once again, I welcome you to Atlanta Strategy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We want to always intersperse this with interludes, but we'll take our next speech after that. We'll go for the interlude. I think that our next speech will be coming from Mr. Moses Klumensa, who's from the chapter.
And Mr. Moses Klumensa is our respected honorable who represents the chair of the chapter.
Financial secretary.
No, he's the vice.
The vice.
Vice chair.
Okay.
Vice chair Moses is representing our chair lady who is currently in Ghana. And then can we have a hand of applause for him? Okay.
Eyazu.
Eza.
Eyazu. Eza. Eyaza. Eyazu. Eyazuza. Emefa. Ehecho. We need the energy. Honorable John Asedu, the chairman of NDC. Honorable Emmanuel Ama Kofi Boa, Honorable Emmanuel Ama Kofi Boa, Deputy Minority Leader, Parliament of Ghana. Honorable Dr. Peter Wama Otokuno, Director of Interparty and Civil Society Relations. Honorable Dr. Mary Awusi, Deputy Director of Interparty Civil Society Relations. Honorable Ras Mubarak, former MD for Kumbugu. And not forgetting our hard-working Atlanta Chairman, Alhaji Abdullahi Musa. I would also like to recognize a few chapter executives in our midst here. I have here our Secretary, Thomas Yankee. Nobody. We also have here our Vice Chairman, Dr. Kwe. Dr. Kwe. The organizer of NDC USA, Mr. Ebenezer Ekuma. Our communication officer, Hajia Rukaya Abubakar. Our Deputy Financial Secretary is well known, Honorable Razak. Our Deputy Treasurer, Honorable Razak. And then at the far back is our youth organizer, Honorable Isa Abu.
Power.
Once again, good evening to you all, fellow Akatamansonians. On behalf of the chairman of NDC USA, Madame Vivian Mami Abba Dazi, and the entire executive committee of the chapter, I extend a warm welcome to all of you to this special fundraiser organized by Atlanta branch of NDC USA. Fellow Akatamansonians, the upcoming 2024 elections are of utmost importance. Unlike any other election we have witnessed, it is critical opportunity for us to redeem our country's independence from the incompetent and reckless NPP administration. However, in achieving this monumental task requires substantial financial resources. We at NDC USA fully recognize this fact, hence the purpose of us gathering here this evening. Mr. Chairman, today's fundraiser is just one of the many fundraising initiatives we have planned. We officially started the 2024 election fundraiser in October 2023 in Chicago and New Jersey. Both events were graced by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and many party officials, including the General Secretary, Honorable Fifi Fiavi Kwate. This event was lauded as the most successful fundraiser ever organized by a diaspora chapter. Kudos to every member of NDC USA. Mr. Chairman, it will interest you to note that NDC USA fundraiser is an ongoing event. Chapter members and executives have been levied specific amounts as their financial contributions to the 2024 elections. Just last 2 weeks, on the 14th of this month, the Professional Forum of NDC USA also launched a fundraiser dubbed M2M. In the coming months, other branches will also be organizing similar events. Mr. Chairman, our support to the party is not limited to the 2024 elections only. To mention just a few examples, NDC USA provided financial support to the party during the 2022 NDC National Congress. In 2023, the chapter supported the NDC 2023 presidential and parliamentary primaries financially. During the Asi North by-elections, we organized a special fundraising where chapter members donated generously, specifically towards the by-election. All the above mentioned events, NDC USA members were physically present in Ghana in their numbers. Our support for the 2024 elections is not limited to financial support only. We also have the following initiatives lined up. 1, polling station projects. The chapter is joining hands with other diaspora chapters and are recruiting members who are interested in becoming polling agents during the 2024 elections. To ensure the successful implementation of this project, we have formed a committee that liaises with the headquarters in terms of training, polling station assignments, and logistics financing, adoption of branches and constituencies. NDC USA members and branches adopted various constituencies and branches during the 2020 elections, which was done successfully. We have already started compiling a list of individuals and branches that have adopted branches and constituencies for the 2024 elections. Mr. Chairman, the chapter is able to achieve the above successes because of the unity and peace it has enjoyed in the recent years. As you are already aware, the chapter has never been more united than it is now. Our humble request. NDC USA believes that as a party, it is high time we started considering granting the diaspora chapters a seat on the National Executive Committee. If implemented, Mr. Chairman, it will foster a sense of belonging among the diaspora chapters, and fresh ideas and perspectives from the diaspora would be incorporated into the committee's decisions and strategies. Fellow Akatamansonians, you will agree with me that it is only NDC that can rescue Ghana from these nation wreckers called NPP. Corruption Corruption, looting, nepotism, and lack of rule of law have all become the norm of everyday life in Ghana. The country has become lawless to the extent that everyone does what they feel. Comrades, I have a friend in Ghana who once told me that the only law that works in our beloved country is men cannot use ladies' washroom, and ladies cannot use men's washroom. That is the only law that works in our. That shows how far the country has deteriorated. Our beloved country is crying for help, and there's no better time to answer this call than now. Failure to do so will be disastrous for you, me, and generations yet unborn. The NDC, under the visionary leadership of former President John Dramani Mahama, is the only political party capable of rescuing our country. Fellow Akatamansonians, as we network, dine, and enjoy this evening, let us not lose sight of the sole purpose of tonight's gathering. That's to raise funds. Let our pockets do the talking, for this is the time. We know we can do it. Thank you all for coming to support a good cause. Eyazu!
Eyeza!
Eyeza!
Eyezu!
MFA.
Yeah. Thank you. Let us give him a round of applause, Mr. Moses Kulu. Thank you very much. All right, I think that we were supposed to go on interlude, but we would let the interlude wait for a bit so that we cover much of the program and we will definitely come to it. I know we are all here for a fundraising, and when you look at the program, we said the Atlanta strategy. Yes, we are here for fundraising. Money is important, but you need to also have a plan. Because if you have the money and you don't have a plan to win or succeed, you might still fail. So the next part of this is a presentation that we're going to have from Dr. Ali Yala. And this presentation is very important because frankly, when you hear the NPP party and government, despite their abysmal performance, still saying breaking the eight, breaking the eight, breaking the eight. You should know why they are saying breaking the eight. Because knowing what is going on, knowing what has gone on, and still have the boldness to say breaking the eight, it means that it can be by hook or crook. And one of the ways they can do that is by colluding, conniving, doing all sort of unwarranted activities to make sure that they win the elections and justifiably. And I'm telling you that these are people who do not mind whatever method they use, because the last election, for the first time in the history of Ghana, we lost 8 lives. So if 8 lives was sacrificed for an election, then massaging or kind of like manipulating the system to win an election is just a simple thing for them. So we are going to have a presentation, and the presentation is on technology for safeguarding elections for integrity. Because we know that this election, all things being equal, we are winning. No doubt about that. Yes. But then if we want to win, we have to also have a strategy to win. All right. There will be a little biography of the presenter, and then the presentation would follow. So my co-MC will give his biography.
We introduce Dr. Ali Yala. Dr. Ali Yala is here with us, and he's a member of the NDC-Atlanta branch. But we are so blessed to have him. Our own Dr. Ali Yala holds a PhD in computer science. He's a project management professional and a Six Sigma certified person. Dr. Ali was born in Accra, precisely Kotobabi, and attended the Kotobabi Public School. Back then it was called Saito. He did his secondary school education at Aquinas before migrating to the United States to pursue further education. Dr. Ali, as we all call him, is currently the Chief Information Officer for the state of Georgia, Georgia's Department of Behavioral Health. Do we welcome Dr. Ali Yala? Thank you. Our very own Anochi at the branch.
Good evening again. Good evening. I am truly honored to speak about something that I've been doing for the past 40 years, unfortunately for the United States. And I think it's time now that Ghana gets to benefit. It's the tail end, but it's still, it's better late than never. But, again, like I said, I've been working for the state of Georgia, and, I've done a good job for the state of Georgia, and I'm now ready to do work for Ghana. Having said that, I'm truly honored. We are all truly honored to have the chairman here with us and all these dignitaries from Ghana. And again, I specifically wanted them to say that I went to the CITO to emphasize that somebody can go to CITO instead of Darius, or somebody can still be a person, still be a good person, still be, So all the CITOs in the house, I represent you. But over and over again, we kept hearing that this election is very pivotal for the country. And it's very important for all of us here to realize that back in the day, elections are won with, elections, voting is done with thumbprints and all that. In this day and age, if you've been in this country long enough like me, in 2000, all of you remember the charge issue in Florida, where the charge was held against a light and they were looking, was it punched, was it not punched? We learned a lesson from that, and we moved from that to technology, to where we are here in the United States. And the technology here in the United States can be transported in Ghana because that's how technology works. So that is what we are looking to beat them this time. I know they beat us last time, they're not going to do it again. Oh yeah. Yes, because we have the people. They think they have the people, we have the people too. And we're going to make it work. So let me tell you a little bit about technology and what it can do for Ghana. And then not just Ghana only, for the United States, it's been doing it. Again, like I said, I can talk about technology the whole day because I've been doing it for 40 years now. But what we need to realize is that, I remember back in the day, my father was a book no lie. Now technology no lie. So we need to look at technology as an enabler and what it can do to help, not Ghana, the whole United States, the whole world. Technology is very important. As you can see, Ghana really does have a good, robust democratic system. It works, because we've had smooth transitions, Now, we will call it smooth transitions, but what happens in the background is really what we are here today to do. What happens in the background is what leads to the winning, who won, who didn't win, So let's start first. We start first by looking at the voting process. I was so delighted when I was in Ghana last year. They said, well, you need a Ghana card. I went to get a Ghana card. I said, hey, this is a good place to start. Because all of you know that you always need your driver's license to do anything you have to do here in this country. Well, the same thing. If we start first with that, then we go into these days, it's not just Ghana card only, it's biometrics. So let's move into the area of biometrics, where your thumbprint, because you see, one thing about this thumbprint, it cannot be replicated. God is such a wonderful God. As many billions of people as there are in this world, there are no duplicates for thumbprints. So we start there, we put the technology in place so that when the person votes, the vote is immediately captured and counted, because technology can do that. It's captured and counted at the same time, so that when the day ends, guess what? We know exactly how many people voted. And if the thumbprint duplicates, like if the person comes to duplicate, to vote twice, guess what happens? It will kick it out and say this has already been seen. So that is not going to happen again. Then once at the end of the day, when they say the polls are closed, guess what? We transmit that data straight into the cloud and down to what? Headquarters. And that's why people like CNN can project a winner before the day even closes. Because guess what? As you vote, they know who is voting. They know the numbers because each time the vote is cast, it's automatically tallied. And they know who is voting, who is not. The technology is there, and it can be duplicated very easily. So again, like I said, this day and age, people will say, well, we don't have the infrastructure. We all have WhatsApp here. And look at, from the remotest village, we get pictures and messages through WhatsApp, right? The WhatsApp server is not in Ghana. The WhatsApp server is in the cloud and it beams back to Amazon Web Services here in the US. And it goes out to the rest of us. So what I'm saying is that the technology is there. We just need to take advantage of it and make it work. If through WhatsApp you can send a message, you can send a picture from wherever you are, and all of you know when they need money, they know what to call us, right? Yeah. Yes. So the technology is there, the technology works. So what I'm saying is that let's take advantage of what we have right now. Make sure that we put things in place so that when the day of the election comes, we are ready to make sure that the person votes, the vote is immediately captured, the vote is immediately transmitted, so that at the end of the day, even at the polling station, when they say so many people voted, it should match what has already been captured. So that we don't wait until in the morning, then all of a sudden we start seeing numbers that we've never seen before. You know, that's how it works. That's what technology can do for us. And that's what we make sure that we implement going into the election. And I still believe that we have enough time to make it work. You know, it's there. We just have to implement it. We just have to make it work. Now, infrastructure is also very important. And I know there are some areas of Ghana where people will talk about, well, we don't have the right infrastructure. In this days and age of cell services, there's no such thing as the infrastructure doesn't work anymore. The infrastructure is there. At the minimum, we even have WhatsApp that works. So if it works through WhatsApp, it can work through other systems. We need to put the money, we need to put the infrastructure, we need to put the effort in these areas, because I'm telling you today, the election is going to be won through technology. Yes. Whether you agree or not, that's where it's going to be. And I'm glad Mr. Chairman is here today, and I hope that he will take that message back home and let folks know that for us to win this election, our main focus has to be on what? Technology. And I'm not going to sit here and say all this without saying that there's risk with technology as well. There's cyber risk. All of you have heard about cyber risk, right? Yes, it can go in the cloud, it can still be intercepted and all that. But that's why in technology we have duplicates. We have backups. You know, so we need to put a robust infrastructure in place such that it doesn't matter what happens, do so or not, we still have our data. Yes. We need to make sure, you know, because I am telling you, in the middle of everything, doom so will happen. But we will still tell them, listen, you lie back. We have data banks. You know, I'm sure all of you know about data banks here. We have data banks, that's charging the cell phones. We have this thing is live, we are transmitting, and we are going to make it work. We are going to win through technology. Trust me, there's no other way we can win this election without technology. And we have the people, we have the knowledge. Some of you went to cycle like me, but we have the knowledge to make it happen. If the United States is taking advantage of our knowledge and the skills we have, what about Ghana? So I leave you today, this evening, saying that keep in mind that technology is the way we are going to win this election, is the way we can beat them to the fight. So let's make sure that we pay attention and we also educate the people back home that this time we are coming with them, we are coming at them, and we're not just going to do it on the ground, we are also going to do it through technology. And with that, I say thank you again for listening, and I look forward to coming back here for victory in 2020.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Doug. Let's give him one more round of applause. Thank you very much. What Doug said, there's something little that I want to add. I remember in 2016, when we were doing the elections, I was in my constituency in Tamponov, and when there were some phones that we were supposed to use unfortunately some of the phones had problems. so we couldn't actually work with them. And I'm saying that there are some phones that are satellite phones that do not depend on those our national networks. So I understand that investments must be made into some of these things. But there are other investments that can ensure that we win the election. I remember Chairman ever said some time ago, it's at the polling stations that we win the elections, right? Most of you here have resources, at least because of your location. Most of you here have cars back home. I remember we have put our names on the list that we will go during elections to go and support. And lately, I've not been seeing people adding their names, but we are encouraging that please keep adding your names. Because on the election day, if it's possible to be there, you might not be at a polling station, but you can help with operations during the election day. With your car, with your resources. In a constituency, when you are present, you can also help for us to win the elections. We are going to go to our next presentation, and that's coming from Honorable Ras Mubarak. And there will be a little biography about him, and then he will take the microphone.
Thank you very much. Honorable Ras Mubarak, as we all know, is currently the biographer of the Right Honorable Adam Bami, Speaker of Parliament of Ghana, and he's also the host of the Real Travel Show, which is very popular on YouTube and Facebook. Previously, Ras Mubarak Honorable was a member of Parliament between 2017 to 2021 for the Kumbungu constituency. He was the Chief Executive Officer for the National Youth Authority of Ghana, that's under the Ministry of Youth and Sports, between 2013 and 2016. He was also a senior media advisor to the Minister for Information, that's from January 2013 to 2013 October. He was a parliamentary candidate in December 2012. He was a media manager for Capital Line Group of companies in 2009 to 2011. Of course, with his interest in journalism, he worked for the prestigious Ghana Broadcasting Corporation between 1997 to 2008. Honorable Ras Mubarak, his membership of boards and committees. He served the Ghana Standard Authority's anti-bribery system as a member. He was a member of the Public Accounts Committee at the Parliament of Ghana from 2017 to 2021. He was a member of the Communication Committee of the Parliament of Ghana in 2017 to 2021. He was a member of the Ministerial Tender Review Board. He was a member of the Ministerial Tender Review Board of the Ministry for Youth and Sports. He, of course, was a member of the Youth Employment Authority agency, which is now an authority. Of course, he is a member of the Duke of Edinburgh's Head of State Award scheme. That's between 2014 and 2016. He is a member. He was a member of the Presidential Inauguration Committee, a very important mark in NDC's history. That was in 2012 to 2013. That brought up Professor Atamils. So therefore, I introduce to you Honorable Ras Mubarak.
Revolution has a long way to go. but has come to stay. Revolution has a long way to go, but has come to stay. Cadence may go, cadence may come, but the revolution has come to stay. Revolution has a long way to go, but has come to stay. Let's give ourselves a very big round of applause. The indefatigable chairman of the National Democratic Congress, a chairman who's going to lead us from opposition into the next government in January 2027, the Honorable Johnson Asiedu Nketia. 2024. The Deputy Minority Leader, my very good brother, the Honorable Kofi Amaboa, who together with his colleagues in Parliament will be leading us to victory. We are going to have a parliamentary majority in the elections of December 2024. Landslide victory. I salute the Vice Chairman of NDC-USA, the Honorable Moses Klu-Mensah. Thank you. I recognize my colleague and brother, the very tireless Peter Buama Otukono. I also recognize my dear sister Mary. Thank you very much. And all existing protocols. Not forgetting our chairman for Atlanta NDC-USA chairman. Thank you for a yeoman's job. Mr. Chairman, I want to use this opportunity also because some of our comrades have come from very, very far away places, and it's important that we acknowledge their dedication to our great party. Our comrades who have come from Kentucky, thank you very much. Our comrades who have come from New York, thank you very much. Our comrades who have come from Canada, thank you very much. Our comrades who have driven 9 hours from Miami, Otu and Kofi Addison, thank you very much. And to everyone here, we appreciate your dedication to our great party, the NDC, Alabama, and everybody. Chicago, we thank you very much indeed, all of you. We appreciate you. I'm told we also have a governor aspirant from Nigeria in our midst. Chief, thank you very much for taking time to join us in this very important fundraiser. And I recognize finally, last but not least, the Dagomba Chief in Atlanta. Chief, thank you very much. We appreciate you. My dear comrades and friends, we are on our way to a very emphatic victory. All the signals indicate that we are winning the 2024 elections, and there's absolutely no doubt in our minds. But we will have to recognize that it would also be one of the very difficult elections for us. We have a president who is lawless, a president who doesn't understand the rule of law, who does not play by the rules of the game. And so therefore, if we go into this election thinking we're dealing with an opponent that plays fairly, we would have serious challenges. The NDC and the MPP does not understand the rules. They don't play by the rules. So let's go into these elections with our players, with our referees, with our linesmen, with our spectators. And clean. That is what we need to do. It's a very, very important election also because we should approach this as if It's where the independence of Ghana we were fighting for. And we all know where our country is currently, the lawlessness, the disrespect for the laws of our country. We all know for the first time in the history of Ghana's, for the first time in Ghana's history, we have foot soldiers of a political party that goes into a courtroom and disrupts a court process, and nothing happens. That is the kind of opponents we're dealing with. For the first time in the history of Ghana, we have a senior police officer in the person of ASP Nanka Bruce, who was beaten up at the presidency, and nothing happened. And so, we're not dealing with an opponent that respects the laws. And we have seen and heard the pronouncements of the president. Yes. A president who had lied his way into office and who says he's not going to hand over power to our party. It's a lie. Let it be known that the MPP cannot subvert the will of the Ghanaian public. Yes. We have to stand united. We have to work twice as hard as the MPP. We have to be vigilant twice as hard as the MPP. We have to raise money twice as much as the MPP. It has to be done so that in the various constituencies, in the various polling stations, we can energize our base and get our people to go out and vote. The name of the game is to get voters to go out and vote. If we do everything and raise all the monies and the people don't go out to vote, we will be in serious trouble. So mine are just brief remarks to encourage you and to appreciate you and to salute you for your dedication to our great party. It's not easy dipping your hands into your pocket, doing it time and again and again and again. And each time, national chairman of the international branch would ask that every member contributes to the growth of our party. And each time we have asked you, you have come through for us. We really appreciate it. And national chairman, whilst you are here, I also want to assure our colleagues in the diaspora branches that we are in this together. You are a very fair-minded national chairman of our great party, and for which reason, with your leadership, our colleagues in the diaspora would not be forgotten. Your sacrifices would not be in vain. I'm committing the national chairman so that he's asked that we go and fight before we think about sharing the spoils of war. We would fight, Mr. Chairman, and we would win, inshallah. And when we do win, we don't want our colleagues and comrades in the diaspora to complain that they have not gotten their fair share of the spoils of war. So, comrades, we've got a long night. We have to raise money for the party. And so I am keeping it as brief as an old lady's dance. And to say that, be rest assured, the NDC is going to win the 2024 election. Be rest assured, we will form majority in parliament. Yes. And when we do, all of us will enjoy the fruits of our labor. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ras Mubarak. Can we get him? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Given that we lost an hour, not because of our fault, nature, we are going with skipping the interlude so that we speed up things. I know we don't want to move deep in the night. So therefore we would want to introduce.
But before then, we have someone in our midst. You know, Ghana and Nigeria are said to be brothers. Luckily, we have a politician from Nigeria in our midst. He's a senator from Osun State. He's Honorable Sam Oye Dotun. Honorable Sam, can we see you? All right, thank you.
Thank you to our Nigerian brother being here. Thank you. I didn't feel it because we have to give him some Ghana jollof too. All right. Next speaker would be our Honorable our own Honorable. Hey. This guy will beat me. Our own Honorable, the boys' Honorable, the boys' leader, Honorable Dr. Peter Otukomo. Before we give our doctor the floor, I would like to say something brief about him. Dr. Peter Otukomo is a versatile figure, blending expertise in agricultural economy. And he is a doctor, and he is so versed in economics that he went to art agriculture to eat. We are very restrained, so therefore, I won't say much. He will say it by himself. So, Dr. Peter Otukomo, the floor, your audience.
I was just going to charge you if we were going to do that long introduction. You know, she can't pay the day. We have come here to collect money, so plenty the day is not useful. Eyezu, Eyezu, Eyeza, Eyezuza, Eyezazu. Eyezuzazu, Eyezazuza, Ehecho, MFA. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, in fact, the global chairman of the National Democratic Congress, my former boss, and he also doubles as my father. He's still my boss, yes. No, because he was general and I was deputy general. Now, he's still my boss though. He's still my boss as a director of the party. The Atlanta chairman, Comrade Kulu, who was the chairman, he is now acting chairman of the US chapter. Honorable Kofi Amabua, our deputy minority leader, Comrade Ras Mubarak, and my deputy, Dr. Mary. I will see, and Comrade Nobody who is somebody. Let me indicate that it is important for us to re-echo, and if you want, underscore the importance of this gathering. Indeed, some of you are here and you love NDC, and that's why you are here, and you really want to support. But perhaps let me reopen the other side of your mind to the reason why today you shouldn't just be a partaker, but you should be an intrinsic part of today's occasion and contribute beyond what you have planned to give. For you, those of you in the diaspora, you work so hard. Some of you, when we come and we see your faces, you hardly sleep. And sometimes you send your loved ones and your family members some monies at home. But indeed, no matter how much you send to them, they don't appreciate. It's not because they are ungrateful or they are expressing ingratitude, but it's because we have a government that makes nothing of whatever you send to them. Indeed, the Akufo-Addo government in the last 7 years, 8 years, have introduced over 45 new taxes on your family members. And so when you send the money you send to them, the purchasing power is very low. For example, when President Mahama was leaving, a gallon of fuel, petrol, was 14 Ghana cedis. Today, a gallon of petrol, if you want to use the ordinary petrol and not the V-Power and all those high-powered, fuel, you are spending 67 Ghana cedis on the petrol, 1 gallon. Indeed, 1 liter is 14 cedis, as was left by President Mahama. Inflation has gone up beyond the roofs of 50%. And indeed, food inflation is the worst. And so for your family members at home, when you send them money, buying food becomes very difficult. I'm sure 2 years ago you saw me at the MPP Congress when I was asked to represent the party at the MPP Congress. And I showed to you a ball of kinky, which was selling for 5 cedis. That ball of kinky those days when you were in Ghana was selling for 10 pesos, or if you want 50 pesos. Today it's 5 cedis. If you are not carrying 20 Ghana cedis, you can't eat Kofi Brokman. In Ghana today, Kofi Brokman, which used to be a food for the poor man, for my friend Honorable Sam from Nigeria who doesn't know Kofi Brokman, it is just roasted plantain and granules. And it's a food for the poor. So everybody could buy some. And even if you had 2 cedis, you could enjoy and be full. Today, Kofi Brokman, if you don't have 20 Ghana cedi in Ghana, you can't consume Kofi Brokman. So Kofi Brokman has transmogrified into Kofi Richman. And so there is more reason why we need to change this government. There is more reason why we need to fight and change this government. Indeed, somebody said that is the second independence. He couldn't have said it any better. And that requires communal effort. And so our bid to change government in Ghana is communal labor. And in communal labor, when you don't put your hands to the wheel, the accounts will say, I bet you did here. And so that is why you are here. And I am very happy that you are going to contribute your various bits to support this mission. Let me commend the team of Atlanta for putting this together. I think it's a very bold step, it's a very instructive mission that they have put together. I am highly impressed by the numbers. In fact, I was in Chicago with His Excellency the President, and I was also in New Jersey with His Excellency the President. And I bet you, I dare say, that we didn't get the numbers that we have gotten in Atlanta. And so you deserve loads of commendation for this enormous effort that you have put together. And I believe that it is going to reflect, as I said earlier, Sikam PDD. So even though we have had to talk about strategy and all that, I'll reserve that. And my boss, the national chairman, is here. So he's going to go into details. But before I sit down, let me tell you a tale. There is a tale. So, in fact, when we landed in Atlanta, I have been monitoring whether there would be a moment where we will have some doom song. But it has not occurred yet. But you see, there is this tale that is told of a US president who visited Ghana. And when they were having a meeting with the president of Ghana, the lights went off. Then he said, what is happening? What is happening? The street people who were all running, they have never seen it before. Then he said, oh, this is Ghana. It's called doom song. Then he said, oh, this one doesn't happen in America. Then he said, are you sure? Are you sure this doesn't happen in America? Said, no. So, fast forward, the Ghana president also visited America. Then he said, are you sure you don't have doom song? Yeah, I want to see whether you don't have doom song. So let's fly our aeroplane, the private jet, and go around and see whether there's no dark areas in US. So they flew and they went, and everywhere there was light. Then he said, wow, so you don't have doom song. Then boom, there was a small area that was dark. Then he said, look at this dark place. Is that not doom song? Then he said, oh, that is the Ghana embassy. And so you see, even the Ghana embassy here is struggling. Even the Ghana embassies across the world is struggling. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you and I, we don't put our hands onto the wheel, we don't tie our clothes and save our nation, our nation in this point. On that note, thank you very much, and I'm very grateful for having me.
Thank you very much, our honorable youth leader, diaspora youth leader, not Ghana. ASU! ASU! In fact, even though we have our youth organizer and then the youth leader here, in fact, we have youth leader Pro Max. Once he's here, he becomes the Pro Max. All right, let's give him a hand of applause, please. To link that to our event, I cannot introduce him. He's too heavy for me to introduce. And I know you all know who I'm going to talk about. He is our Honorable Ama Ofibua, the Deputy Leader of our party in Parliament. I introduce you.
Ezu, I lost my voice. Ezu, no, this is not how you win the election. Ezu, Esa, Ezu, Esa, Ezuzu, Ezaza. Now I'm feeling you. Clap for yourself. Our national chairman, Comrade Ras Mubarak. I'm starting with the functional executive members who are here. See, Mary is here, and our brother Otukono, as the USA national executives, the branches from the various states that are here, Chairman of Atlanta, and your very hard-working branch. Let's clap for Atlanta. I think you've done a very good job. And let me express my profound gratitude to every one of you. I know how busy you are, to have taken time to come for this very important function. I'm proud to have been nurtured by the Washington chapter and inspired by the dedication of the Atlanta branch. And for today's team, which is the Atlanta Strategy, a fundraiser for 2024. This is very, very important. The urgency of making sure that we organize, prepare, and raise funds to capture political power. It's very, very important. But to paraphrase our very efficient running mate, we are not simply working to capture political power for political power's sake. Our country is in crisis. And there's really the urgent need for us as Ghanaians, beyond the NDC-MPP, to really fight for the soul of Ghana. I don't think you heard me. I'm saying that it's not about winning election and bringing NDC to power. It's not simply bringing President Mahama to be president. That is going to happen. It's very important. But it's more than that. We have to fight for the soul of Ghana. Because our country is in tatters. Friends, if anybody told you that from Kwame Nkrumah, Buzia, Achiampun, call them, go all the way Rawlings, Akufo to President John Mahama, our debt as a country will be 120 billion Ghana cedi. And then one government will come and in 7 years will move our debt today to 610 billion Ghana cedi. Yet GDP is off the roof. Yet you go across the country and there's nothing to show for. And as was explained, Ghanaians are engulfed in taxes. Every business has collapsed. You don't even have a Ghanaian bank anymore.
No.
Everybody who worked hard became a millionaire is completely broke. Our country is in crisis. That is why this is so urgent. The crisis you see translated into the energy sector is not by accident. It is simply because of this same mismanagement of this government.
And let me recall that Ghana went into doom so under President Mahama. And happened not because of the NDC's fault. If you look at the history of Ghana's energy sector, started with Kwame Nkrumah. Every time we had crisis was because we're not being strategic, not adding power. Not only adding thermal power, but we're also not focusing on making sure we solve the fuel problems. But under John Mahama, all of those problems were solved. And I'm proud to have been his energy minister. We solved himself. We actually brought Ghana to the gas era and made sure we did what had not been done in Africa. Making sure we can make non-associated gas that is really alone, produce it and make sure that all the LPG lines you used to see in Ghana were gone because 60% of LPG gas is now produced by Ghana. And then we're also bringing lean gas to power thermal plants. 60% indeed of the gas that is needed to power electricity. We brought Ghana to the gas era and basically transformed our country petroleum sector. And we had hoped that having left this government with 3 producing fields, they were simply going to follow up. But what did we see in the last 7 years? The NDC was accused as the same people, they never changed. Like how Kwame Nkrumah was accused that he has sinned because their producer Kosovo was too much for Ghana. He said John Mahama had sinned because he had brought too much power. Too much excess capacity. He said he has brought too much gas. Today you ask the question, where's the excess capacity? Where's the excess capacity? We brought energy sector levies as a formula to solve that problem. And today, I can tell you the people of Ghana are paying 7 billion Ghana cedi every year. You ask me, where's that money? That money is being mismanaged at the Ministry of Finance. ECG, if you recall, needed reform. Because the whole problem we have in Ghana is that as we are solving the gas problem, as we are solving the power problem, the guy at the end of the value chain, who is supposed to collect the money and pay everybody else, is completely in disarray, which is ECG. ECG takes power, and before he sells, his 30% is lost. If you are to sell anything, and you buy $200, and before you sell it, you've lost almost $40, how do you make profit? So ECG is not able to collect to pay the people who are producing the power. Guess what? We manage, when we have solved all the problem, to reform ECG, to make sure we create a private sector involvement to make it more effective. We even got the Americans involved. They brought us $500 million. You know what happened? This same government decided to use their own crooks. And you remember something called PDS? They formed their own crooks, and overnight they created a company with a foreign company. And all of a sudden, they were scheming to even steal the Americans' money. Can you imagine how people, can you speak America's money? Well, the America got so angry, they came back for their $200 million. And that whole deal was closed. So we couldn't even do the private sector participation. Today, as we speak, ECG is back to the same crisis. So the crisis you see is self-inflicted. We need to reform ECG. But all the things I'm talking about can only be done if we change this government.
Yes.
How do we change a government that is so corrupt, that is so determined that they have to stay in power to cover up for all they've done? It requires all of us to team together, to focus, and to work very hard to make sure. We in Parliament are determined to do so. In the last 7 years, we've been working as soldiers. Everything that has happened to Ghana, we want the people of Ghana. You can check all the records. Everything. How we borrowed all the way to the roof, we want the people of Ghana. One morning, the same America today, they've moved 6 units to Kumasi to celebrate. After we had brought American, they said it was too expensive. These same guys, America was $510 million. We had paid $300 million. It was left with $210 million. The plant was going to revert to Ghana. Guess what? Akufo-Addo and his people did another, what they call, innovation agreement, brought this same agreement to Parliament for the people of Ghana to pay $1.2 billion. It only took the vigilance of the NDC minority. And when President Akufo-Addo was caught, he said he was misled. Yes. 1.5 ago, he had to fire his energy minister. This is the government that wants 8 more. 8 more. If we start talking about the damage that this government has caused Ghana, we'll be here all day. My friends, I think that I'm happy we've met here. The fight ahead in the next 6 months is a communal labor. If you are Ghanaian and you believe in Ghana, and I'm saying it again, it is not a fight to simply bring NDC. It is a fight to restore our soul as a country. The youth of Ghana requires us to stand up for them. That is the fight. And so, my friends, I think that there are a few things I've written down that I want to go through it. Start today. Let's do it together. Call home at least every 2 months. Every man call 2 times. Call friends. Call family members and tell them why it is important that this terrible government must be removed. Continue to support your branches and constituencies. Everybody here is from some constituency. Adopt that branch. They don't need too much. Adopt the branch and call them and tell them, listen, between now and December, I'm giving you $100 this branch every month. Let's do that. It makes a lot of difference. Physically get involved in the campaign. In fact, if you can afford, we are just going into a very critical month. Next month is where we start registration again. If you have, and it's possible for you, and you can register to vote, beginning next month, register and be part of it. But guess what? We also need volunteers. You know how critical Ashanti is for this election. We need volunteers. Are you prepared to volunteer to be part of that team? Come join us. Prepare yourself physically and be part of the campaign. And I've heard, and clap for yourselves. So far, I've heard more than 200 volunteers are already lined up coming to Ghana to be part of this fight ahead. Arm yourself with facts, educate yourself with information, and be on the phone and campaign and educate people why it's important. Because, yes, the NPP has a lot of money. They've stolen a lot of money. But we are not going to match them with money. But we are going to match them with conviction. Yes. And that is the fight we have. The people of Ghana are looking up to all of us. The youth of Ghana are looking up to all of us. We need to make sure we can take back our country. We need to make sure we can unite our country. We need to heal our country. Make sure the divisions that have created, the fear, we bring everybody together and set Ghana on the path of progress once again, my friends. My friends, that is where we are going. But before I sit down, let me tell you something. I'm very excited. I heard my friend Ras already telling us about the spoils that must be shared. Ras, let's wait. I can assure you, NDC will never be the same. You know what? I have been into high-level meetings, and I know, and I'm telling you today, the temperature of our country, how the NDC grassroots feels. there will never be an NDC government that will be disconnected to the grassroots.
Yes.
Other than that, NDC will never survive. I am very convinced, so is President Mahama, that we believe that the new government of NDC must be a government of sacrifice to make sure we can bring our country back to where it belongs. It's so funny when you go to West Africa, a lot of places, and they mention Ghana and the negatives that follow. Ghana that is indebted. Ghana that is last at everything. No. The Ghana, interestingly, today is 27th April, a day Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah died. Osajifo Ghana, the Africa first, the pride of Africa. That is what this election is about. If you believe, clap for yourself. And we are going to do it together. And as I wrap up, my friends, let me state that I'm honored that we have here my own political mentor, a man of integrity, vision, charisma, and unyielding dedication to the cause of our party and the goodwill of our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, before I sit down, join me. And the reason this is important, this man sees far, as we say in Ghana. He sees far, and he has the heart of the NDC. The man who has helped the NDC survive, the man who is going to let us succeed in the future. Chairman, I see a new guy. Let's clap for him. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So quickly, I will ask Dr. Mary Ewusi to introduce Chairman to speak to us. Thank you very much. Can you give a round of applause for her?
Ago.
Amen.
Ago.
Amen.
Ago.
Amen.
Abusuafo titi wo bi kan. Me titi e wo bi kan. NDC ye wo bi kan. NDC ye wo bi kire. Me tu e ka me pe kasa. Then so assembly abo bi pusa. Na sa asem no so edi kan. Enu nti na me pray akasa se akasaye. National Chairman, General Mosquito, the only Chairman General in Ghanaian politics. Honorable Emmanuel Buhari, Honorable Ras Mubarak, my boss, Dr. Peter Tukono, chapter and branch executives of the United States. We prepare this, but unfortunately, say my boss can't pay the day. We don't have much time to waste. So I have to quickly do the introduction of the guest speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not easy to introduce a person who needs no introduction. I think you all bear with me, right? It is my pleasure to introduce to you the special guest of honor, who is a very, very young man. He is a renowned banker, a stock broker, and a teacher. This young man is married with 5 children. In relation to his academic achievements, he has achieved so much that time will not permit me to talk about. He is a product of the best university in Ghana, that is University of Ghana. He is the product of the only university, the best university in Ghana, that is University of Ghana. Pertaining to his political achievements, he was the vice president of the Socialist International. That was from 2017 to 2022. He was the Deputy Minister of Food and Agriculture from 1997 to 2001. He was the MP for Wenchi West in the Fourth Republic, among other notable positions in Wenchi West. He is noted to be the longest-serving General Secretary in the NDC. He is currently the National Chairman of the NDC. Ladies and gentlemen, with a standing ovation and a hand of applause, welcome the National Chairman of the NDC, who is leading us to Victory Camp 2024 election. Honorable Johnson and General Mosquito. General.
Well, I don't know whether I should continue or wait for the
DJ.
Arise, arise for Ghana, ye preachers of the land. The words that seek your future, development our goal. From victory unto victory, the NDC shall live. And stable democracy, Ghana, our strength in unity. From victory unto victory, the NDC shall live. And stable democracy, Ghana, our strength in unity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman of Atlanta branch, comrades from the U.S. chapter, our big brother from Nigeria, and all other protocols observed. Let me say how happy I have been the past 3 days in enjoying the warm hospitality I have received so far from the Atlanta branch of the National Democratic Congress. I've had time to rest, to chat, and to eat as much as I can. I'm very, very grateful, particularly to Dr. Ali, who hosted me yesterday, and we had fun together. I'm also happy because of the renewed unity, vigor, and enthusiasm of the branches in the U.S. Those of you who are old enough will remember my struggles with the U.S. chapter some days ago. In fact, I was so disturbed that the chapter was focused on trading insults on social media and other things. They were so focused on that it was becoming counterproductive. So I had to come to call a spade, and to ask you whether you wanted us to retain your chapter or to abolish it so that everybody will have his peace. And from that day, I have observed very marked departure from what used to be your trademark. I'm very happy that we have a new chapter focused with the eye on the ball. That is victory for the party. Besides campaigning and talking about victory, for the past few years, the U.S. chapter has been leading in financial and other resource contributions to the party from outside Ghana. And we want to thank you very much. We are very active during the fundraising towards the 2020 elections. Then when we go to the National Congress, you were recognized for having contributed, and then you repeated same during our presidential primaries. We hope that that practice will continue and we will never revisit our history of rancor and disagreements. The evening is fast spent, so I don't intend to give a long speech. As Peter has already said, we are here to raise funds. We can't afford to spend all the time on long speeches. But let me recognize a very important suggestion you've made. That is about the representation of the diaspora on the National Executive Committee of the party. I find it a very useful suggestion. And so we'll carry it on board to our next Congress, where there will be opportunity to look at the Constitution and effect the necessary amendments to ensure that the diasporas are duly represented. Earlier speakers have indicated the need for you to adopt branches, the need to offer your services as polling agents and all that. And I'm not going to repeat that. Suffice it to say that the 2024 elections have already been described by my good self as a communal labor, a call to duty. Our country has been sinking for the past 7 years, and we either have to fight or flee. We cannot afford to flee, so we must stay and fight. And so the election is not going to be easy, even though the polls suggest landslide victory for both our presidential candidate and our parliamentary candidates. We are dealing with a wounded tiger, and so we should not be complacent until we are declared victorious. Nana Akufo-Addo and his government can be likened to a person who is riding a tiger. If you get down, you'll be devoured. And if you stay at the back of the tiger, you die of hunger. And so they are not worried about leaving power. But the real problem is about what happens after they've left power. But we keep assuring them that to save Ghana, we should not allow anybody to engage in wrongdoing, in looting the country and getting away with it. And so if that is what they are scared of, they better prepare.
Yes.
They still have time to vomit all the loot or hold on to it and face the consequence. You know, there was a story of an old man who had so much money in his safe, and when he was sick, he kept keeping the key to the safe in his pocket and put his hand on it, that he would never release the key. But he died. They took the key and opened all his treasures. So those who can communicate to the MPP people, let them know that it is our duty to save this country. And one way of saving the country is to take over power and hold each and every duty bearer accountable for their stewardship. And so, we are prepared to do everything that it takes to kick them out and save this country. I've heard Dr. Ayala about the role of technology in the upcoming elections. I agree with him, but there are other things that are equally important. With technology, we always say garbage in, garbage out. One of our key problems has been our own personnel. Because our elections is not fully digital. We do a lot of manual operations before we get to collation, which then becomes digital. And so if you don't have the right people in the right places during the elections, technology alone cannot save you. And so we've recognized this, and we are leaving no stone unturned to ensure that we have the right people at the right places during the election time. You may have heard about our new approach of recruiting election directors across the country. Our mantra is character and competence. So it is good to recruit the people with the knowledge and expertise, but it is more important to get such people who have character. Because so we test their competence, and then we do background checks to ensure that we have a safe pair of hands at every district and at every polling station to handle the elections. And so we can assure you that we are doing everything possible to ensure that this election will be won and won convincingly. Having said that, we are still available for any other contributions and suggestions that will improve the technology we have put in place to ensure that we have a good collation system. Comrades, there are already, as Comrade Mubarak has said, there are a lot of expectations about what is in for us after victory is achieved. I'll still repeat my caution that let's go for the hunting first. And when we kill the game, we now argue about how to share the meat. Otherwise, your struggle about who to take what part may even compromise your effort to go hunting. So that is why I don't always talk about what is in for you after victory. I've been there before. I remember, without mentioning names, in a particular constituency in 2004, our candidate was cruising to victory, and he made a mistake of naming people who occupy certain positions. That constituency was in Eastern region. We started listing people, oh, this will be my DC, this will be this will be that, this will be that. Then he thought that by telling people what they will be getting after the victory, it will encourage them. Yes, it encouraged the few people on the list, but the others outside the list were discouraged. And it happened that the husband of his woman organizer was expecting to be appointed a DCE. And so when he saw the list and realized that the husband, that husband's name was not on the list, he said, Allah, you will never get it. So this woman worked so hard to undermine the candidate that he never got to parliament. That is how dangerous it is to begin counting your chicken before they are hatched. And that is why I keep advising that let us focus on the ball and get the victory first, and all other things shall be added unto us. Once we win victory, whether you get a position or not, if the living conditions in Ghana improves, it affects you in diaspora. Because the demands on you to send money on regular basis will be reduced. At least if for nothing at all. Those of you who don't get any position at all, if the conditions in Ghana are improved, it affects your pocket here because the demands for family members to be remitting them and all that will be reduced. I've said so to some pastors before that you may not occupy political office, but the collections and the return from the tax collection in Chapo increases when you have a good government in power. And that is the reason why, even if you are not a politician and you are a pastor, it is in your interest to fight for a good government to take office in the country. So it is communal labor, and everybody stands to benefit when we come to power. The task ahead of us after winning power will be much more difficult than the fight for power. We all know that our democracy is almost in shambles. All the democratic institutions are not working because this government has compromised those institutions, has captured all the institutions and converted them away from serving the people to serving their personal and family interests. So there's a major task ahead of us to be able to disentangle the state capture so that we can free the state institutions to function. Luckily, President Mahama has promised the completion of the constitutional reform process that has been stalled for the past 7 years. And I believe that very important concerns about our compatriots living in diaspora will be addressed. The way the courts have interpreted this rule about not holding dual citizenship before contesting for certain positions and so on, I believe that this can only be cured with a constitutional reform process. And so that is what we intend to do. The way the law had been interpreted before Akufo-Addo's term was not as troublesome as how it is being interpreted now. We all knew that if you had dual citizenship, you could contest elections, and in some cases, the people have to renounce the dual citizenship even after winning the elections. That used to be the interpretation attached to it. because the Constitution provides that you cannot be a member of parliament if you are a dual citizen. It didn't say that you cannot contest. And it is not all who contest who become members of parliament. And even after winning elections, you are still not a member of parliament until you are sworn in. So previously, this was how the law was interpreted. Some way, somehow, for mischief reasons, the court succumbed to the pressure of MPP to now interpret the law away from their earlier interpretation, the same court, to now demand that even before you file to contest elections, you shouldn't be having dual citizenship. We think that these things can be corrected. We have been forced in this election cycle to implement what the court has decided. But I don't think it is good enough. But that is the law, because that is the ruling of the Supreme Court. I believe that when we get to the constitutional reform, this important challenge will be addressed. Apart from the technology to win elections, Dr. Ali, I want to throw another challenge, that even after winning elections, we will need people with expertise to trace our looted funds that have been started outside this country. Yes. And I believe strongly that if we are able to recover all the loot, we will not need to go to IMF for anything. Oh, yeah. And so it is very important that in our early years in government, we should devote extra attention and effort to recover our looted properties so we can use it for the benefit of all Ghanaians. There will be the need to reform all our state institutions. Our security system has been compromised. Our justice system is in trouble because of packing of courts. And our natural resource commissions. When you hear about Galamsey and the damage Galamsey is doing to our environment, I believe that the root cause is with the commissions that do allocation of natural resources, of concessions for exploitation of natural resources. We have the Minerals Commission, which give licenses anyhow. We have the Fisheries Commission, we have Forestry Commission, and so on. So these commissions, if they are not functioning properly, you cannot have a good system of sustainably exploiting your natural resources. And there is a lot of work in that direction to be done. If you have recruitment into our security system, now moving away from merit to ethnicity and political considerations, then you know that the nation is in trouble. And something must be done, and must be done soon. Otherwise, we get into a crisis where the security system becomes the problem in our democracy. I think that the earlier we dealt with it, the better. I don't want to continue because Sikam Pedede, and I know that we have to leave this place around 10 p.m. We haven't eaten yet, and we haven't collected money yet. So permit me to end the sermon and then request for the collections. Thank you very much.
You know what we do, how we do it. Eye Zoo, Eye Za, Emefa, Eye Zoo, Eye Zazu, Zuzuza. All right, thank you very much. Our Chairman General, you all heard from him, and with what he said and how we perceive him, we cannot just let him go like that. With the strength that he has, we would want to have him keep that towards 2024 December, so that we take power from the elephants, and then everybody will be happy in Ghana. So therefore, I'm handing the mic over to our youth organizer, Isa Abiru.
All right, thank you very much. All right, thank you very much, comrades. It is with great privilege and deep appreciation that we gather here today to do a presentation of a citation to our esteemed national chairman of the National Democratic Congress. Chairman, your unwavering dedication and exceptional leadership have been instrumental in guiding our party towards its goals and ideals. Your vision and commitment have inspired us all to strive for excellence and unity within the NDC. Today, I want to invite our branch chairman, Alhaji Musa, to join us as we present this citation to you as a symbol of our deep appreciation and admiration for your exceptional leadership. May it serve as a constant reminder of our profound impact, of your profound impact that you have made to our party and our nation. Thank you once again for your exemplary service and commitment. If I may invite also our chapter chairperson and the rest of our executives, if you can come here and join whilst we do this presentation to our national chairman. And we look forward to continuing alongside you in pursuit of our shared vision for a better and stronger National Democratic Congress. So thank you very much.
The NDC-Atlanta branch is not oblivious of the fact that some of you had to make sacrifices in order to be here today. We have people traveling from as far back as Canada attending this event today. We have comrades from Charlotte, people from Miami, people coming all the way from New York to grace this occasion today. We as a branch believe that gratitude is indeed a language of noble souls, a language we speak fluently. Therefore, in that spirit and on behalf of the NDC-Atlanta branch, I'd like to first of all offer my profound gratitude to God Almighty for making this event a success. In fact, God has always been at the center of everything in our lives, and today is another testament to that. I also like to thank our party leaders. Honorable Esedun Ketia, our distinguished and remarkable National Party Chairman. Honorable Emmanuel Kofikwa, the current minority leader in Parliament, and the NDC Member of Parliament for the Lembele constituency, Dr. Peter Buomo Otukono, Director of Interparty and Civil Relations, Dr. Mary Wusi, Deputy Director of Interparty and Civil Relations, and then we also have Honorable Rasmu Barak, a former NDC Member of Parliament for the Bumbungu constituency, for honoring our invitation and attending this event today. You traveled over 6,000 miles to be here today, and I have no doubts whatsoever in my mind that this is the apotheosis of love and compassion that we could ever ask of our leaders. May God bless you so much in all you do. And finally to all our comrades and sympathizers, the chiefs who took time out of your busy schedules in order to attend this event today. This event would have been almost impossible without you, and we want to let you know that we do not take this gesture for granted. May God bless you in everything you do. And let it be known to everyone in here today and our families back in Ghana that the message of the NDC is this. We say, do not despair. As the good book says, joy cometh in the morning. Joy is coming and hope is coming. A rebuilding of our country is coming and economic freedom is coming. The 24-hour economy is coming and a brighter day is coming. The NDC will return the power they took from the people to the people. Yes. And let it be known also for the negative art peddlers and tribalistic forces who constantly try to divide us. We have a message for you too. There is not an Ashanti NDC and an Ebe NDC. There is not a Ga NDC and an Epiapim NDC and a Frafra NDC and a Dagomba NDC. There is one strong NDC united under the umbrella fighting for the liberation of the Ghanaian people. So let us all therefore unite in the spirit of oneness and community and fight until we fully rescue our country from its current ruins. Thank you so much. May God bless you and God bless our homeland Ghana. Thank you.
So guys, I hope you have learned enough, and I encourage everybody to please go online, Google, always research, because a lot of things that is happening we are not aware of, especially us living abroad. It's important that we are in the know, and then we can support as much as we can. So I have the links in the chat for you, in the description for you, and I also have the barcodes for you. You can scan this and donate and help and support and offer whatever help that you can support. And if you want to volunteer and do whatever, you can also do that. I'm sure they would love to have you. Guys, it is the end of the night and I'm about to head out, but I encourage you to look into NDC, look into the party, do whatever you need to do. If you like what you heard and you want to make a change, volunteer, donate, do whatever it is you need to do to help this cause, support this cause. do your part, you know. Do what you need to do, because we really need it. We need a change in our countries. We need a change. It is time for a change. So if you have not subscribed already, subscribe, share this video, like, and also check out the rest of the videos. Stay safe and blessed, and I'll see you on the next one.